I'm going to show you how I design professional and clickable YouTube thumbnails in Canva under 5 minutes. I'm going to walk you through my entire thumbnail design process from start to finish, including some of the tools I use in the process to give my thumbnails a professional look. And that's not all. I'm also going to share with you 6 important tips to help you design faster, save a lot of time, and take your thumbnails to the next level. You don't want to skip any part of this video. Now let's jump into it. So this is my Canva interface. All you have to do is open your browser on your desktop and go to canva.com, or if you are using your mobile phone, simply download the Canva mobile app and you can follow the tutorial. Now when you scroll to the bottom, you will see some of my recent projects right here. Even before I show you how I design my thumbnails, I think I will just mention one tip right here. So what I usually do is to reuse my projects or thumbnails. What do I mean? Now if you come here and I just hover on this, you will see that there are so many thumbnails in this particular project. So it says 11, 4 of 11, as you can see. If I come here, you can see that we have 8 different thumbnails in this particular project. And then if I come here too, you will realize that I have 12 different thumbnails in this particular project, and so on and so forth. So if I open this particular one, as you can see, here are the different thumbnails I have in this particular project. So the next time I want to make another thumbnail for another video, all I have to do is open a project, and let's say if I want to make a thumbnail that looks like this, all I have to do is duplicate it. So I'll click on the duplicate button right here, and it is going to duplicate this particular page. And then all I have to do is what? Change the image and change the text. This is going to help you save a lot of time, and this is going to help maintain consistency in your thumbnails. So that is just one of the 6 tips that I'm going to share with you. Make sure you watch till the end to see the remaining tips. So let's cancel this. So now I'm going to show you how to design from scratch. So to create a new project, all I have to do is just come to this search bar right here and search for YouTube thumbnail. Then come down and click on create a blank YouTube thumbnail. So what I like to do is divide my thumbnails in 3 main parts: the backgrounds, the text, and the images. So I'm going to look at all of these things in details. So let's talk about backgrounds first. One of the ways I make my backgrounds is simply making a solid background color. So all you have to do is click on background color right here, and you can simply just choose any of these background colors, as you can see. Alright, and you can also use gradient colors, and we have some default gradient colors right here that you can use, or you can make your own here right here. So you come here, you click on the color picker, then instead of solid color you click on gradient, and you can make your own gradient colors. Another ways that I make my backgrounds is simply just use a background picture. Sometimes I download nice YouTube backgrounds from Pinterest, and if you come to uploads, you're going to find some of the backgrounds that I download and I use. So here's one of them. So I'll just click on it, and then I'm going to rotate it like this, and simply just resize it like that to cover the entire page. Mostly I usually use this particular one right here. So let me rotate it and resize it like that. And lastly, I also use the background of my room, so where I record my videos. Let's scroll down. As you can see, I have a picture of my room. All I do is simply just take a picture of my office or where I edit my videos, and I'm going to use it as my background, as my thumbnail background. Next, all I do is to prepare it. What do I mean by prepare it? So let's click on edit right here. Then I'm going to come to adjust. Then let's come down. I usually decrease the brightness like that. Then let's come down, and I'll add some vignette like this, some darkness at the edges, as you can see. So let's go back, and I also blur it. So let's come down, then we'll see blur right here. Click on blur and click on whole image, and I'll just add some blur. So I think this is cool, and now I can go ahead and make my thumbnails with this particular background. So with the backgrounds out of the way, the next thing is images. So usually I add my images to my thumbnails, and it is very important. So if you come to uploads, you'll see that I have a lot of images that I already took and I use them for my thumbnails. So I don't wait when I want to make a particular thumbnail before I go and take a picture. I just imagine all the pictures that I would need and I take them, remove the backgrounds, enhance it, and I make them ready for any time that I need them. So talking about removing of backgrounds, you can actually remove background here in Canva. As you can see, we have the background remover. However, the background remover is on the pro version. You need to subscribe to the pro version before you can use the background remover. So I use PhotoRoom. I remove the background of my images in PhotoRoom, and I have a short tutorial on that, and I'm going to leave the link in the video description so that you can check it out after watching this video. Another thing I do with my images is enhance them with Snapseed. And by the way, I also have a tutorial on how you can enhance and make your images pop with Snapseed. I'll leave the link in the video description. So let's just go ahead, and I'm going to use one of these images. Let's see which one I'm going to use. So as you can see, the ones that I'm holding the phone like this, if I want to showcase something on the phone, I use these particular ones. So for this particular tutorial, I want to use this particular one. So let's click on this one, and just like that, it will be added to the project. And then I'm going to resize it like that. And it looks like I leaned forward too much, and I'm going to rotate it using this rotate button right here, like this. Alright, this is cool, and I'll place it somewhere here like that. Also, the last thing we can talk about is adjusting it right here in Canva. If your image is still not looking good as you want it, you can actually adjust it right here in Canva. So you can go to edit, you can select the image and go to edit right here, and then click on adjust. So sometimes I just click on auto adjust to see what I have. This is too much, so I'm just going to reduce the intensity of the adjustment. I think this is okay, and you can play around with all of these settings, temperature, but I usually simply use contrast. I'll add a bit of contrast like this, then I come to sharpness, then I'll add sharpness to make it sharp like this, then I add a bit of clarity to add more clarity to the image. So basically that is how I adjust my images or photos. So next we're going to talk about text. So let's go back, and we're going to come to text right here. Let's click on text, and then we're going to click on add a heading. So let's say let's just say try. Okay, I'm going to say try this. Alright, so now that we have our text right here, you can change the font. So you can come here and change the font. Make sure you use bold font. So I usually use bold font. Make your text or thumbnail text bold so that people can easily catch it, they can easily see it, and you can easily get the attention of viewers real quick. So I use Anton sometimes. As you can see, the Anton font is also long, so if you want something that is very long, as you can see, it is very long. And sometimes I use Montserrat. So I come here, I just click on the drop down right here, and I make sure I use the boldest one, which is black, to make it very bold. Okay, as you can see, now this is looking very bold. So I'm going to resize it. You can actually use the size here, or you can simply just click and hold like this and drag to resize it. Alright, this is cool. Now we're going to change the color. One thing you must know is that you need to use contrasting colors that pop, you see, so that people can easily see it and you grab the attention of viewers. So white, green, yellow, red, those are popping colors, so you need to use them. And one thing you must also note is that your background and your text should sort of like complement each other. If your background is dark, your text should be light, so that there will be contrast, so that people can see it well. I see a lot of thumbnails, you see this background is dark and they'll use dark color, people cannot see it. If the background is white or light, you need to use a dark text color so that there will be contrast and people can see it easily. So in this case, I need to use something like white because the background is dark. So let's select it. To change the color, you come here and click on text color. Then I'm going to use white color. Let me just simply find the white color. Okay, as you can see, this is popping, this is looking bright, and viewers can easily see this. Then I'm going to duplicate it. Click on duplicate right here, and I'm going to say this. Let's say this. Alright, something that I want viewers to try or something like that. Okay, I think this is cool. Let me decrease the size like that. Alright, so we're going to bring this one right here. and this is 169. I want to make it the same size, so I'll bring this one to down a bit like that to 169. Alright, so let's bring it right here. Now, still on text, I want to show you different ways that you can make your text pop. So before that, you need to make sure that your thumbnail text is short. As you can see, we have 2 letters or 2 words right here. The maximum should be 3. Don't put 4, 5 words on one thumbnail. It is going to be hard for viewers to read. So the one way you can make your text pop is by using shadows. So let's select this one, and we're going to go to effect. Let's click on see more, and then we will see effect right here. Let's click on it. Now you have shadows, you have lift, you have outline. You can give it an outline. I usually use shadows, so click on shadow, and then let's come here. It is having a white shadow right here. I will change the color to black. Let's change the color to black. So we're going to choose black shadow, and then we're going to go back. Now we're going to play around with this. We'll add blur to the shadow, transparency. We'll increase the transparency of the shadow. Let's increase the offset a bit. As you can see, this is making it to pop, especially if the background was light and you have a light text color. You still want to use the light text color. You can add a shadow like this, and it is going to separate the text from the background, and it is going to make the text to be visible. So if you want to use this same shadow effect with the same settings on this text, all you have to do is, once it is selected, click on the more option right here, then copy the style. Then now all you have to do is select this text. So let's go to position, and look here. If I just select this text, look, it is going to affect it with the same shadow settings. That is easy, right? But let me show you. Let's click on undo right here, and let me show you another way you can make your text pop. So you can do that. Let's select this particular one, then we're going to go back to effect, and another effect here, you can see we have background. So you can give it a background color or a background so that it can make it pop. Alright, so if you come down here, you can see more options. You see roundness, you see spread. Let me decrease the spread like this, and you can change the background color. However, I don't really find this one much effective. You can see the height here, the height of the background is too long, and I don't see any right settings here that I can change with it. So usually I don't use this. Let's go back. Let's click on none to remove the background. What I usually do is to come to elements, and then under shapes we're going to choose the rectangle shape. Then I'm going to just resize it and bring it at the back of this text. Okay, let's select the rectangle. Because of the text, I'm not able to select the rectangle, so I go to see more, position, then I select the rectangle. Alright, so now we're going to change the color. So we're going to change the background color. Let's give it something like yellow or red. Let's give it red. Let's come to color picker and give it red. As you can see, white and red are very contrasting. It makes it very pop. Just look at how popping this is looking. White text color, red background, or yellow background and black text color. It's really popping. Alright, another thing you can do is to add some corners, some corner rounding. So usually I just add some corner rounding, something like 15 is okay. Alright, so as you can see, this is looking good. Bonus tip, sometimes your image can sort of like blend with the background, and you want to add some shadows to separate your image from the background. You can select it and then come to edit, then come here, scroll down to shadows, and you can give it a drop shadow, an outline, or a glow. So let's see glow. As you can see, this sort of like separates it from the background. You can come down here, let's give it a white, something white. As you can see, then let's come here and we can reduce or increase the size, the blur amount. Let's see, and you can also adjust the intensity of the glow. As you can see, this is looking good. And here are the 6 important tips to help you when designing your YouTube thumbnails. Tip number 1, as we already saw in the tutorial, is to reuse your projects. This is going to help you to save a whole lot of time and help maintain consistency in your thumbnails. Tip number 2 is a very important one, and that is you need to design your thumbnails before you create or edit your videos. You see, the conventional process that most YouTubers take is they create their video and they go ahead to design their YouTube thumbnail. And that is where most YouTubers get it wrong. Most big creators focus on packaging before content, because YouTube is a packaging game. You can have the best video out there. If your YouTube thumbnail is not attractive and catchy enough, you're not going to get the clicks, and viewers are not going to see the video in the first place. So spend more time editing and designing your YouTube thumbnail the same way you spend more time editing your video. Design your YouTube thumbnail, get it right and ready before you even press record. Here's the catch: you don't want to finish creating and editing your video and then you are probably left with few minutes before you upload, and then you just rush things up and you design a poor YouTube thumbnail, and that is going to hurt your views, because your thumbnail is the first thing that viewers see before they decide to watch your video or not. So the next time you want to upload another video, focus on the packaging before the content. Tip number 3 has to do with text placement. You can place your text on the left and put your image on the right, or you place your text on the right and put your image on the left. However, it is advisable that you put your text on the left, since most people read from left to right, and it is going to help you to catch the attention of viewers faster and help you get more clicks and more views. Another important thing you need to note about text is that whenever you are putting any text on the right, you need to make sure that you give some padding or space from the bottom, because usually the video duration is going to be at the bottom right corner and you don't want it to cover any of your important text on your thumbnail. Tip number 4 to consider when designing your YouTube thumbnails is to always preview your YouTube thumbnails even before you use them on your YouTube videos. This is going to help you to see how your YouTube thumbnails is going to look like on YouTube on different devices and on different sections on YouTube. Personally, I use Thumbs Up TV and I have a short tutorial on that, and I'm going to leave the link in the video description. Tip number 5 to consider when designing your YouTube thumbnails is that your title and your thumbnail text don't have to be necessarily the same. The text on your thumbnail should be short and it should sort of like complement your title, not be too long and be the same as the title. For example, if your title is how to design YouTube thumbnails in Canva, your thumbnail text can just be thumbnail tutorial, or thumbnail in 5 minutes, or simply thumbnails. You don't have to put something like how to make thumbnails on your thumbnail. And lastly, simplicity is always the best. Make your thumbnails simple and don't put too many flashy things. In fact, most big YouTubers that I know out there have simple YouTube thumbnails and they get the clicks. It's like most viewers get really connected and attached to simple designs. So make simple yet professional YouTube thumbnails. And also, simple thumbnails are easier to do and require little time to design. So if you can follow all the tips that I shared and what I showed you on Canva, you can also design professional and catchy YouTube thumbnails for your videos. If you found value in this video, I want you to do 3 simple things for me. Like this video, drop a comment down below and let me know what you learned from this video, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.